The second button under the Create panel is the Shapes button. This gives you access to two-dimensional shapes that can be used to create lofted objects, the objects that we haven't spoken about yet. There are two different types of shapes. You can see them under the pull-down. There are splines and NURBS curves. Let's talk about splines first. There are 11 different spline objects: the line, the circle, the arc, the polygon, text, section, rectangle, ellipse, donut, star, and helix. Let's take a look at some of these. To create a line, select it. In any view, click and then move the mouse, and then click again with the left mouse button and continue until you have the shape or line segments that you like. And when you're done, click the right mouse button to complete that shape. Hit the delete key to get rid of it. For the circle object, select the circle button, and in any view, click and drag to create the shape with the left mouse button. Hit the delete key. For the arc, the same goes. Click and drag to determine the width of the arc. Let go of the left mouse button, and then move the mouse to create the arc. And then click the left mouse button again to finalize it. Hit the delete key to get rid of it. With a polygon, you can click and drag to create the polygon, and then you can use the hand tool to scroll down, change the radius, the number of sides, and so on. Hit the delete key to get rid of that. With the text object, you can create 2D text by clicking in any view to place some text. And you can scroll down, change the font, the style, the centering, the size of the text, the kerning, which is the space between the letters. And if you have more than one line, which you can change by going down to the text box here, hit return and typing in another line, you can change the leading, which is the space between the lines, increase or decrease. And then simply hit the delete key to get rid of this object. The section object we'll talk about later. The rectangle object, you just click and drag in any view and it creates a 2D rectangle. The ellipse, click and drag to create an ellipse. Donut, click and drag to create the outer radius, and then move the mouse to create the inner radius and click the left mouse button to finalize the object. For a star, click and drag to create the object. Let go of the left mouse button and move the mouse to adjust the points, and then click to finalize. And finally, after I delete all these objects, we have the helix. What I can do is click and drag to create the circumference of the helix. Let go of the left mouse button, and I can change the height of the helix. Click the left mouse button again, and I can change the inner and outer diameter and click to finalize it. If I go down with the hand tool in the stack, I can change the number of turns in the helix. I can change the bias, whether it leans towards the top or the bottom. I can change the height, the radius of the inside, the radius of the outside, whether it's counterclockwise or clockwise. Hit the delete key. Now let's look at the NURB curves. These are similar to the NURB surfaces that we looked at under the geometry button. Let's start with the point curve. If I click on point curve, click the mouse button, move to another point, click the mouse button, move to another point, click the mouse button, and so forth. When you're done, Click the right mouse button to finish. The CV curve works differently. Instead of having the control points on the line, the control points are off the line. So click once, move the mouse, click again, move the mouse. So you see the control points are off the line. So it's a little more subtle the way this works. And then click the right mouse button to finish. And with both of these, you can use the stack to change the line and change the way that it's drawn.